Male pattern baldness runs in my family. My grandfather and 3 of his sons were going bald by their early 20s, if not earlier. My younger brother and I always feared the family curse. He started balding before me with his crown showing in his mid to late 20s. I thought I might be spared. Sadly, I was wrong. I first noticed my scalp gleaming through my hair back in 2021, and it made me hugely depressed. I tried everything from minoxidil to Vegmer to microneedling to herbal tea shampoos. Nothing seemed to stop the balding. I had resigned myself to needing to shave my head but was holding off as long as I could. It was getting worse until I discovered Neville last July and brought my lawn back to life. I tried the same SATS technique I had used for my lawn a couple of times for my hair that weekend. I checked my mirror reflection a few times over the next couple of weeks and was seeing zero change. It started to stress me out, wondering if my lawn was just a fluke. Over the next couple of months, I was trying daily to create the actual feeling of running my hand through my head of thick full hair, but I couldn't visualize it. When I would look in the mirror, I would get depressed seeing my scalp and the lonely wispy strands. It was overpowering my ability to visualize over the 3D. I got the idea to look at my teenage son's hair and mentally transplanted it onto my head. I pictured how it would feel and imagined my wife running her hand through my hair saying, "Wow, I can't see your scalp." Eventually, after 2 to 3 months, I finally reached a point where mentally I could feel the thick hair in my imagination. I continued picturing this in my mind every time I looked in the mirror and before I fell asleep at night. I also created a recording of my own voice telling me how thick my hair was and looped that in my headphones as I slept. When I would look in the mirror, I no longer acknowledged the 3D. I would see the wisps, but they wouldn't register, and I just said to myself each time, "Nope. I don't consent to that. My hair is thick and full," and pictured my son's hair on my head and running my hand through it. Eventually, I basically stopped looking at my hair in the mirror altogether. I still didn't see movement for about 3 more months. I'd feel the stress whenever I'd be sitting below people at a football game or movie theater, knowing they could see my baldness on top of my head. It was a constant battle whenever I would go out. Finally, in the middle of January of this year, my wife was running her hand through my hair and stopped and said, "Wow, I can't see your scalp." I scared the hell out of her as I jumped up yelling, "Yes. This is exactly word for word what I've been picturing for the past 5 months." She couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I hadn't been looking in the mirror and was ignoring the 3D, so I actually wasn't sure if it was working or not. I was more shocked than she was. I'm not sure why it took 5 months and my lawn took 2 days. With my hair, I was simultaneously trying to manifest a list of like 20 things, and maybe that's the reason? I'm not sure. I know that I didn't go through a rigorous process of picturing the green lawn like I did with my hair. I'm sure there's a lesson here that I haven't figured out yet.